Hey guys, Claire here, and in today's video, we're going to talk about all things Harry and Meghan. Harry's trip to Vancouver is about as packed as his trip to New York. One of the engagements the Duke participated in was visiting Seaforth Armory in Vancouver. Harry spent time with his students, veterans, and competitors of the upcoming games as part of a school-based initiative designed to shift perceptions of service members, veterans, and individuals with disabilities. The event showcased a comprehensive set of lesson plans, which will be made available online to school districts across the country. These lessons, tailored for elementary, middle, and high school students, are centered around the themes of recovery, resilience, and the incredible journey of those who participate in the Invictus Games. During the event, the students from 8 to 18 participated in hands-on activities designed to engage students in discussions about the Invictus Games and the importance of perseverance and mental health. Harry spent time with each class engaging with the students and listening to their thoughts as they learned about the transformative power of sport and community. The students were then surprised with a special announcement that they would receive tickets for themselves and a family member in order to attend the Invictus Games 2025 opening ceremonies, a gesture that not only celebrated their participation but also gave them the opportunity to witness firsthand the remarkable spirit of the games. And if it's one thing we know, Harry is so great with kids. I mean, look at the smiles, look at the joy. There's no wonder he is the global ambassador for Scotty's Little Soldiers. He just has that warm and personable touch with children and, well, adults alike. And that's not the end of activities for Harry's trip to Vancouver. Oh, no. We finally found out why Harry had visited that tattoo shop in New York months back. This fun video shows Harry with the award-winning, Grammy-nominated Nashville native singer and songwriter Jelly Roll, who will be headlining the closing ceremony of the 2025 Invictus Games.
Look around, can we get you anything?
No, I'm alright. Is he going to be here anytime soon?
Oh yeah, he should be here very promptly. I hear he's always on time.
This is where people get tattooed, right?
It is, it's the tattoo chair and the tattoo station, and you know what?
Hey, tattoos. Speaking of,
Hey.
what's up, man? So good to meet you. I'm such a fan, dude. Do you know I could not believe it when they called me and told me Prince Harry wanted to get a tattoo today. He wanted me to give him his first tattoo.
No.
It's
Why are
just
you
the
wearing
coolest
gloves?
thing.
Why are you wearing a glove?
We're giving you a tattoo about the Invictus Games.
No, I came here to ask you to do the Invictus Games. There's no tattoo in this. I can't get a tattoo.
I'll play the Invictus Games. You just let me give you your first tattoo.
You give me your tattoo, and then you come and play the Invictus Games.
That easy of a deal.
All right, screw it. Let's go. Let's do it. Where you want it?
We gotta go for the neck.
The neck? No, I was thinking
Yes.
like my lower back or my
No, nobody wants to see your Harry.
No, that's the place where no one's going to see it.
This is for the world. I'm thinking like, here, let me just show you. Let me just,
Wait, have you done this before?
well, you practically, pretty much. Trust me, man. You wouldn't want nobody else doing this but me.
A small one, yeah.
Like a baby getting its first haircut. Just
Okay. Yeah, I should have had it on my Okay. That feels big, man.
commitment, Prince.
Ah!
Whoa.
That hurts.
This is why they love you. This is gonna be huge, man. I'm telling you.
What's that?
It's awesome, right?
Dude, it's enormous.
Invictus Games are enormous.
What does that say at the bottom?
The bottom?
Is that your name? Does that say Jelly Roll?
No.
You put your name on my neck?
You know what? I gotta go.
Wait,
I
wait,
appreciate
wait,
thank you
wait,
for your
wait.
time. I'll see you in Vancouver,
Are you
Prince.
serious?
I'll be there. Appreciate you.
How funny is that? Looking forward to seeing those performances for the opening and closing ceremonies. Not only that, you're seeing a lot of Invictus athletes who do have their Invictus tattoos, sharing those on social media. And not only that, but we saw Prince Harry visiting the Musqueam, and I hope I pronounced that properly, Indian Reserve in Vancouver, where he was warmly welcomed by Chief Wayne Sparrow to the Little House, which is a sacred space where family and community gather. The Little House is owned by the Grant family, and one of the Grant family members explained that there is a nail outside where everyone is asked to leave negative thoughts behind and only speak of the positive. And we've talked about Harry and Meghan being in their chapter of joy, so I know this is definitely on par for them, or for Harry.
Morning friends, Harry has finally done it. He's probably done it before, but I've missed it. Harry has done a Meghan. What does doing a Meghan mean? It means being able to get media coverage like this all over the world. The media went into a frenzy. These articles have been translated into more than 60 languages. He truly has gone global. And his Invictus Games and his latest Invictus Schools initiative just continue to gather pace. I mean, there's only one way to put it. The press cannot get enough of Harry and Meghan or Harry and Meghan together. It's as simple as that. Some images dropped last night of Harry playing seated, I think it was seated netball or seated basketball with some children. They all clearly love him. He's completely at ease. And he just comes across as a warm, caring individual. I cannot imagine any other member of the British royal family having this response, having this welcome, or even being skilled enough and able enough to do this whilst also talking to the children. He's growing and growing whilst the UK non-working royal family are in absolute crisis. It's the coldest day of the year so far in the UK, the same day of the same week that news has again dropped about Charles putting his tenants, people that rent property from him, in freezing cold and damp conditions. You got Harry doing this, and then you've got the media attacking William and Charles for having tenants that cannot afford to heat their home. It's a tale of two cities, it's a tale of two lives, it's a tale of two approaches, a tale of two different skill sets.
And we now know the 5-part documentary series Polo from Archwell will be debuting on Netflix on December 10th. A lot of people on the internet have been talking about the actor Paul Mescal talking about his interaction with King Charles.
What was it like meeting the king? Had you met him before?
Never met the king. I mean,
how wild is that?
How wild is it? I mean, it's definitely not something that I thought was in the bingo cards. I'm like Irish, so it's not kind of on the list of priorities, but it's an amazing thing for Ridley because I know how important that is for him. So to see his film celebrated in that context was pretty special.
Paul Mescal being asked about meeting the king as if nobody has watched Dairy Girls and responding with the perfect response of, I'm Irish, so it's not really on the list of priorities. Like, literally tell me you haven't watched Dairy Girls without telling me you haven't watched Dairy Girls. And they also had the whole thing the other day at the Gladiator premiere in London where everyone was being told to go inside because the king was arriving. And Denzel Washington said no. He just stayed outside to chat to people that he wanted to talk to and was like, I make my own rules. The king doesn't. And all of this literally puts it, Gladiator 2, royal family, 0.
And speaking of the royal family, did you guys see the numbers for the top 10 hardest working royals of 2024? But of course, Anne is at the top with 217. Charles is below that with 186. Camilla is 6, right? With 95. Camilla is lazy. Queen Elizabeth was working up until the very end and still pushing more numbers than Camilla. She's been consistently lazy, but you don't hear the royal commentators talking about that or royal stands online. You have William at 71. William, Camilla, and Kate have always been the laziest. Kate, she hasn't been around, so, I'm not even counting her. William, the heir to the throne. How much more obvious is it that a lot of the work that the royal family got over the years came from 2 people specifically? Well, Anne is included, but for some reason the British press doesn't really follow Anne that way. So while she goes on a lot of engagements, it doesn't bring global eyes onto the quote-unquote work that the firm does. The 2 people who have accomplished that the most over the years was Queen Elizabeth and Prince Harry. This is why Queen Elizabeth would send him to the Commonwealth nations. He has a knack for doing those things. And wherever he goes, the media follows. And speaking of Camilla, did you guys see that video of her friend Jeremy Clarkson being called out by the BBC for his nonsense and hypocrisy?
So why are you here, Mr. Clarkson?
Well, because I'm here to support farmers.
Right. Are you angry?
It's difficult to be angry on somebody else's behalf. That's like being... Yes, no, I'm not angry on someone else's behalf.
Right. So it's not about you. It's not about your farm and the fact that you bought a farm to avoid inheritance tax.
Classic BBC there. Classic. Oh, yeah. It's not the fact that I bought a farm to avoid inheritance tax. The fact.
You told the Sunday Times in 2021 that's why you bought it.
These people.
Sorry?
BBC.
It's the way he ran out of there so quickly after she called him out.
Do forgive me, I've got to go.
Yeah, I bet you do. Henry VIII on Twitter said, I hope everyone noticed that Camilla's chest infection managed to clear up just in time for a tiara event.
One of two things is happening here. Either the royal family is intentionally icing her out and setting her up for the fall, which is possible because we know that's something they do, or she has grown weary of the game and understands it's really not worth it. Being queen ain't all it's cracked up to be. My money is on the second, the latter of the two. I think she's come to the realization, yeah, I've put in a lot of time and a lot of work, but at the end of the day, I'm miserable. This isn't worth it. It's one of the reasons I always say desperation breeds disaster. When you are desperate for anything in your life, it will always, always, always end in disaster. And I think that's what we're seeing here.
Sorry, it's been a bit, but let's do another. What are the tabloids talking about with regards to these wonderful people? And this is how the papers all work with each other. This is a New York Post, and I can see GB News presenter there, and it actually says by Daniela Elsa, news.com.au. That's UK, US and Australian tabloids. And this one said, where has the Duchess of Sussex gone? Questions grow about Meghan Markle. I should say as well, all these articles are between like last Friday and today. And it's interesting they wrote this. What has happened to arguably one of the most famous women in the world? You can literally tell how much they love her despite all those awful headlines. Like this one by the Daily Mail. The interview that showed Meghan Markle was going to break all the royal rules, and it was only a sign of things to come. I could do a whole series pulling this apart. Then we had the Mirror, and they're still saying Harry and Meghan are not allowed to do things separately. Prince Harry, nowhere to be seen as Meghan parties at LA party without him. And as news.com.au put it, Meghan has returned to the spotlight without husband Prince Harry. The Daily Record, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's marriage has evolved as couple make huge shift. And yes, we're back with another body language expert. Body language experts, take a day off. The Daily Express is still talking about their professional separation. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle shut down rumours they've gone separate ways. Because they haven't. GB No News, Harry and Meghan urged to end Archie and Lilibet's sad divide from William and King Charles. And I'm sorry, but when I see Nana and Angela chatting, it reminds me of people who hate their lives, who hate people they don't know as well. And again, GB No News, Meghan Markle in a joyful mood amid professional separation from Prince Harry. How do they write these lies? And this one, Daily Express, Meghan Markle breaks cover for lavish party as Prince Harry stays home. They have 2 children, okay? It's called parenting. And the Express, yet again, Prince Harry and Meghan waiting in the wings to fill Glit's vacuum. The Daily Mail, the Sussexes flying solo. Harry and Meghan's individual weekend appearances show how their twin track approach is taking shape. Do William and Kate not do things separately? A lot? And the Express US, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry snubbing royal family at Christmas for sad reason. Remember I said back in September, they're going to talk about this all the way until Christmas Day. Anyway, haters, stay mad.
Just imagine what the royal family could have really done if they hadn't misused, mistreated, abused, fumbled, been complicit in attacks on Harry and Meghan. If they had all just really worked together and been a cohesive unit, the most popular and the most well-known royal family in the world would have been the most effective, would have reached the most people, would have reached all races and ages and lifestyles and financial backgrounds. It's sad, but it's like I understand why they have removed themselves from the hate and the abuse in the manner of being locked in the family and having to do what the tabloids are telling you to do. But God, it's just, I hate seeing opportunities wasted. And as a royal fan since I was a child, it makes you sad sometimes. I don't know. I try to hold out hope that they are going to get it together and be a family and show their royalness to the world as a cohesive unit. Just don't think it's going to happen, but I don't know. Does anyone else feel this way?
So the Daily Mail posted on November 13th this article on Prince William. Let's see what it has to say. Eden Confidential. Prince William surrounds himself with sycophant and needs Prince Harry to bring him down to earth, claims Princess Diana's confidant Tina Brown. This was posted by Richard Eden of the Daily Mail. He goes on to say that Prince William revealed his future plans for his role in the monarchy last week, saying he would carry out duties with a smaller in the royal. Could it get any smaller? But his comments to reporters accompanying him on his trip to South Africa have left a royal biographer, Tina Brown, deeply unimpressed. The former Vanity Fair editor, who had lunch with Princess Diana just weeks before her death, has accused the Prince of Wales of failing to show King Charles sufficient respect, and she claims William surrounds himself with sycophants. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, I really didn't even know what that meant. I did have to look that up. Hey, I'm not faking shit. I'm just letting y'all know that's the truth. If y'all don't know, just Google it, but yeah, it's William. It's William. It says Prince Harry, to whom he no longer speaks, was good at keeping his brother's feet on the ground, Brown argues. William did not help the mood by giving a swaggered interview by the end of the South Africa trip for the Earthshot Prize, Brown 70 writes on her Substack blog called Fresh Hell. This is the lady, the reporter accompanying him on his trip to South Africa, has left royal... I can't see that word, but anyway, Tina Brown deeply unimpressed. And this is the former Vanity Fair editor has accused the Prince of Wales of failing to show King Charles sufficient respect. He told reporters about his plans to do things differently and then listed impact, philanthropy, collaboration, commending, and helping people. In short of everything his father has been doing for the past 50 years. Offensively, she adds William comment that his plans for a caring, sharing monarchy also included throwing some empathy in there, made him sound like a performative pinhead. In happier years, it was the irrelevant Harry, or Harold as William luxuriously used to call him, who could tease the Prince of Wales and take him down a peg. Brown, who is the widow of legendary newspaper editor Sir Harold Evans, is known for her controversial comments. I also read in another article that Robert Jobson said that King Charles wants to see Prince Harry, but it has to be on William's terms. And if William doesn't approve of it, then it's not going to get done. That sounds crazy. But anyway, just thought I'd throw that in there. Alrighty then.
This is literally the most randomest collab ever, but I am so here for it. So hi everyone, we have some Invictus Games news. So if you didn't know already, in 2025, the Invictus Games is coming to Vancouver, Canada. And today we got a special surprise video of this collab of Prince Harry and Jelly Roll. And it looks like Jelly Roll will be performing for the closing ceremony of the Invictus Games on February 16th. Video, I can say that I'm personally really excited for this. I mean, Jelly Roll is hilarious. Shout out him. And I cannot wait for 2025 to see what the Invictus Games hold for us. This is going to be great. Such a big collab and just wow.
King Charles is making millions off the NHS. An investigation just revealed royal estates earn tens of millions of pounds from cash-strapped public services, including the NHS, schools, even charities. The report shows that the King's estate is charging the NHS £11.4 million just to store their ambulances in their warehouse. But it doesn't stop there. The Royals stand to make £600,000 from renting to state schools. The King even profits from charities that he supports, such as the RNLI, who pay to use his slipways. Two major cancer charities, supported by the King, even had to move out of royal property recently and into smaller offices. What's really outrageous, though, is that the royal estates pay zero corporation tax, zero capital gains tax on any of these profits, thanks to a special arrangement with the Treasury. The Royals claim they had no idea any of this was going on, as they don't personally manage their portfolios. But there's no excuse now that the secret's out. They could easily stop charging public services and charities. They could even start voluntarily paying corporation tax and capital gains tax, just like they do with income tax. What do you think? Should the King be profiting from public services paid for by taxpayers? Or is it time for change?